Next up is discuss the request from Councilor Paul to adopt the provisions of a municipal budget committee. Ms. Paul.
Well, a while back, there was a citizen's petition to look at the budget committee not being just advisory, but actually creating the default budget. After doing a little bit more research in this, there were a lot of options that I was discovering, and I would like it for the town manager to basically go and find out all the legal requirements for doing this and what options are necessary to do this, and to make the changes into the charter and adopt any of the provisions of the RSA 32:14 as may be needed. Further, have the town council request the town manager to present this report to the town council no later than October 6, 2025. And I brought this forward because over 3,000 people in the town of Londonderry, out of the almost 4,000 that came out to vote, voted to have this looked at and seriously considered. And I personally would like to have the budget committee come in. I mean, they're doing this work already, and we're asking them to make cuts and recommendations, and they do all this work, and nothing happens. And that's my my motion is to have the town council manager look at this.
Do you understand it's not the same body of work that they'd be doing today if we change this?
I'm sorry?
They would be doing other things. So they would be preparing the budget. It actually changes the work they're doing, so they're not already doing it today.
Well, I don't know this, Sean, and the reason I don't know this is because I would like to have the town manager look at it and see what our obligations are if we do change it. There are 3 or 4 different options that we can choose and how our budget committee, functions. And I think that there is nothing wrong, since the majority of people out there voted for us to do a deep research into it. We should at least give them that credit that we're going to go do that for them.
So my understanding that we're not changing anything. This is just looking at what our options are. Correct, Mr. Town Manager?
I guess. Go ahead. Feel free to
That
answer.
is what the motion says. It's to direct me to go and put together the options that you would consider, and which way all the options that are available to you, and you pick which one you want, if any of those, to make any changes, so at least you know what they are. That's what's being asked in the motion.
Okay, so we're not changing anything today. We're just looking at options.
You can't anyway, because you have to either make a charter change or adopt the statute, so you don't have the authority, the council doesn't have the unilateral authority to do that.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
I think the only thing I would add to this is that having served on the budget committee, I know sometimes it can be very frustrating. You spend all this time doing all the work, all the homework, all the research, present it, and nothing happens. So I'm also looking at it and saying, all right, if we have 3 options for taxpayers to vote on, it also can be confusing. So that's why I guess I'd like more information about it. So
Would you second my motion then?
I'll second that motion.
So
Thank you.
I guess.
Not a motion yet.
I
thought you made a motion.
I made a motion.
Oh, okay. Before I came in.
So I guess I have just one thing to say about this.
Yeah.
Part of the issue I have with these things that frequently keep coming up, and I guess this is where we end up at odds, is not necessarily with the content of this. It's that there's no real research done into it at all. And so we get an idea, then we get to spend legal resources and town resources to look into it, when a basic hour could show some of the things that are feasible or unfeasible. But it's just, you understand the title of this, but not any of the details of what's going on with it.
What I understand is that people voted for it, and we as councilors should do our due diligence to get all the information that is factual that we can do as a town, and put it out there and have a public discussion with people and the Budget Committee to see what's the best path for Londonderry at this moment in time.
Well, we can have a public discussion about it, but when this hits the agenda, I do my research on the subject before we get to this meeting. And you want the town manager and some legal fees to be added to it without doing the research before we get to the meeting.
I will just say that we've spent a lot of money on a lot of other things that are less important than something like this.
That's never
because people voted for it, Sean. You and I are never going to agree. I'm not going to argue with you. You have a motion and a second, so I guess we need to take a vote.
Can I ask the town manager a
I didn't hear
question?
the motion, so.
Can I ask the town manager a question?
Absolutely.
Town manager, how much money do you think we'd be spending on legal fees for this? Or, if any?
We would have to spend some money on legal, but they're not going to be extensive. They're
Okay.
going to review the statute and confirm what I'm going to produce as the options, and just make sure that what I'm producing meets the legal requirements.
So you'll be doing most of the work.
I'm going to be doing most of the work.
Thank you.
And
So I'll just add one last piece here before we go to vote on this to move forward. I'm reviewing this item on our state laws, and it looks like it's really no different from what we're already currently doing with our own budget committee members. I don't see what's the point of changing it when, from what I'm reading on our state websites for the RSAs, there's no real difference from what it is compared to what our budget committee already does. I'm just confused upon what.
Maybe there isn't, Ted. Maybe, there's not much difference. Maybe we just need to have a discussion as a board and the involvement with the budget committee. So whatever they produce, we listen to them. I know in the past, I know when I was on the budget committee, we went through all the line items and, we brought up some ideas on what to cut and stuff like that. And it was, received. I've seen changes through the years. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just open to that. I'm just looking at how can we improve the process of the budget process where we have the council and the budget committee working cohesively together.
That's
what I'm looking
budget
for.
committee, has the freedom to go and work with Justin on the finance items, go and work with the town manager and ask questions. And our budget committee members have done quite a bit of homework in the past, and they've done and brought forth a lot of good information for the council for us, and brought a lot of good points forward. And a lot of what I'm reading on our state's RSAs and from the New Hampshire Municipal Association, it's really no different from what we allow our community members to already do.
Except they would be the watchdog creating the default budget, maybe. We make these people run for an office to give us advice, and then they have no teeth and no power. It's kind of sad because they bring it up all the time, and they come up with all these ideas for us, and nothing usually happens.
So I'll answer your question.
And that's why I want to bring this forward.
So what will happen is we end up having them create the budget. So right now, Justin creates the budget. We have financial professionals create the budget. So the budget committee will create the budget. Then the budget will be a combination of the school and the town. So the budget committee's purview will also affect that aspect of it. So it changes it. Usually it's reserved for smaller towns, not towns that have gotten to this size.
just for clarification, this is only to get more information,
Yeah.
correct? This
That's
does
what the
not
motion-
change
That's
anything.
it.
That's
Just
what the motion
information.
calls for,
Right.
is for me to outline all the options and what the consequences, pros and cons, to the extent that I can do that, as to what those are. And then legal counsel will review that to make sure that what
This is just
I am
information.
presenting meets statutory requirements
Right.
or complies with the charter.
And is October 6th enough time for you to do that?
Yes, because if you are going to make charter changes, that's pretty much the deadline, because there's a backwards time planning to be able to do that. So if I push it beyond that, then I give you options that you can't exercise for a whole other year. So that's why I put it down for October 6th, if you choose to exercise any of those at all.
So I
That's
guess,
why I've done that.
I guess on the difference between this and some of the other things that have been proposed, you're right. The voters did vote for this. We can spend some money to take a look at it. It's just some of the other things that, I have an issue with us having him do the work when we can do the research. But on this, I'm fine with it.
So
Okay.
make your motion.
So yeah, just repeat the motion because I
I'm sorry.
no, just,
So I'm going to make a motion that the Londonderry Town Council hereby requests that the town manager explore the legal requirements and options necessary to make acceptable changes to the town charter and/or adoption of the provisions in RSA 32:14 as may be needed, and further that the town council requests that the town manager be present his report to the town council no later than October 6, 2025.
a motion from
Second that, please. So it's written as applicable changes instead of expect, you said, because that's a totally
Applicable
different
changes.
connotation.
I'm sorry.
Acceptable and applicable.
Applicable changes.
I have a motion from Deb.
Sean, you're okay with it? You want to second it?
I'm not seconding.
I'll second it then.
Second from Dan. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Chair votes in the affirmative.